7:38, Nashville's Morning News on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Good morning to you, friends. Along with Joan Jones in the newsroom, KGB producing Pamela Furr.
Hello.
We've had a Furby warning, and now she is here talking about through Americans for Prosperity, of course. Mayor Freddie O'Connell is threatening or considering a property tax hike. Now, this is a very big deal because they just raised the property taxes, 3 years ago,
yeah,
right?
3 years ago, 34%, if you'll recall. And as a Davidson County resident who owns property, that hurt. That was very painful. And that was, now I can't think of his name, the mayor, the eyebrows, John Cooper. John Cooper, who did that when he swore he would not raise our taxes. So, here we are again. The drumbeat is sounding, the rumors are flying, and appraisals came out. I think they were complete on Friday. Everybody's going to get their letter unless you want to look it up yourself. And appraisals have gone up. What did Joan say? 45% it's averaging.
In some areas, averaging, and in some places it's even
higher than that. So, I decided to go online to look, and I'm looking at almost $100,000 more in property appraisal this year. So that automatically means that the city is going to get more revenue just on the property taxes that we owe now. So the idea that they're going to raise property taxes, the rumor is it could be as far as 20%. And if the idea of that, knowing that these appraisals have gone up that much, it's just ridiculous to me to think that they're going to come back to Davidson County residents, Nashville citizens, as the bank account to pay for whatever it is they want to pay for.
That would be a 54% increase in 3 years. Has that ever happened?
Holy smokes. I'm sure it has somewhere, but I know that there are enough people in Nashville, it doesn't matter whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, don't want to see their property taxes raised any percentage point. Look, we just raised our sales tax last year to pay for this transit plan.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem as much with the sales tax as I do with other types of taxes. So that one, it hurts, but I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with the property taxes. He talks about, and the city council talks about affordable housing. They're making it unaffordable for just the everyday Joe to live in the Music City, the city of dreams. We have all moved here for dreams, right? Mm-hmm. That I know I did almost 30 some odd years ago. You moved here to pursue your dreams. Can you afford to live in Davidson County?
I couldn't afford my home now.
Yeah.
If I needed a place to live. I've heard from so many people. My daughter can't afford to move here. It is unaffordable to live in Nashville. Yeah. And, honestly, it's unaffordable to live in any of the nearby suburbs as well.
Yeah. In fact, most of the metro, I probably shouldn't say most, getting close to most of the employees with metro city government can't afford to live here and don't live here.
A lot of the cops
don't live here. I used to live across the street from a Metro Nashville cop. Mm-hmm. He moved to Wilson County. He's like, I can't afford the taxes anymore.
Listen, Pamela.
What?
You know darn right well that over the last 3 years, you have seen a massive increase with that 34% property tax increase. You've seen a massive increase in city services.
Have we?
I have no. I'm sure that you haven't.
No, no, and in fact, I would think that our city services, for whatever reason, have not been up to par. Look, you've got education, right, in Metro. We're graduating students who can't even read in Metro City schools. Mm-hmm. There's a problem here, and throwing more money at it is not going to help. Let me read something to you real quick, if you don't mind. This is from Emily Benedict, who sent this letter, this councilwoman. She's District 7 councilwoman. She sent a letter to a constituent who asked her very humbly, is it true that Davidson County property taxes are going to go up. And she mentioned all these things where we're going to wait and see what the mayor's budget is, blah, blah, blah. And during the month of May, we're going to conduct hearings on all major departments. That's where we'll see where the gaps are. But listen to this. She said the biggest gap that we're going to see this year is in the federal cuts being made to health, education, and housing. If the federal government, that's code for Trump.
Oh, are they blaming Trump?
Won't send our income taxes back to the states. And I haven't heard of any tax cuts yet. And if we want to continue our city services, then we'll have to pay for them somehow. I anticipate that the changes by the current administration in Washington will have a significant negative impact on our ability to pay for things locally. So listen to this. If we want police, fire, roads, education, affordable housing, parks, trash, and more, then we're going to have to fund them locally. Now tell me that's not code for we're going to have to raise your property taxes.
That sounds like passing the buck.
Yeah.
I guess my question would be, and I asked Lonnie Spivak this as well. I mean, do we have a spending problem in Nashville? Do we have a spending problem in Davidson County? And, when it comes to, like, for example, you're talking about the schools, you're right. Whether it's here, whether it's in Memphis, we spend all this money on the schools and we are not seeing results. And so
the return on investment is horrible when it comes to our schools in Metro Davidson County. Absolutely. Do we have a spending problem? I would say yes. I think somebody needs to doge Metro city government to find out where those crazy dollars are going. What kind of programs are being spent. That's the thing that I don't understand is why they can't cut back instead of coming to us.
Pick up that conversation in a second. It is raining. We've got to check the roads real quickly on WTN. Here's your weather goes. In case you hadn't noticed, it's raining. High of 75, thunderstorms. Although, have we seen thunder? Would you see thunderstorms on the way in?
Not one.
Fake news. I don't know if maybe you've experienced thunderstorms where you are, friends, but we do have rain across Middle Tennessee. Appreciate you listening to Nashville's Morning News. Pamela Furr is joining us, of course, through Americans for Prosperity. Freddie O'Connell threatening, considering raising the property taxes in Davidson County yet again, 3 years after the 34% hike. And you said he's considering possibly as much as a 20%.
That's the rumor. I've talked to several city council members who have said that's what they believe will happen, maybe even more. So, as a grassroots director for Americans for Prosperity Tennessee, we're going to try to fight that. What I don't believe enough people in Nashville know that this is even being considered. Unless you follow in the weeds politics, you don't pay attention to this stuff until it's too late. So we're going to start getting the word out along with the Nashville Tea Party, along with GOP Nashville. Any volunteers that want to join us, we would be happy to have you on board. And the first thing that we're going to do is show up at the mayor's State of the City address. I think that's what he calls it. That'll be May the 1st, 10 o'clock, Nashville Public Library. Just show up in droves. We'll have signs for you that just say simply, no new taxes. We can't afford this anymore. Stop sending us out of the county by making it too costly to live here. Look, you've seen all these condos go up, right? All these buildings, half of them sit empty. You've got property owners, that is, businesses all along Broadway, all along. People can't afford their taxes to go up. Sambuca just closed. Have you ever eaten there? It's just a restaurant just right up the road here. They closed because they can't afford to do business here anymore. You've got other small businesses that can't afford to do it anymore. So stop doing that. We're going to try to stop it, and we're going to at least try to inform Nashville property owners that their property taxes are about to go up, and they need to contact their Metro City Council member.
Has the mayor, Freddie O'Connell, has he actually said how he would justify it? I mean, we just heard from you're reading that city council members post that they were going to blame Donald Trump. But what is the justification has he said what his
He
justification
hasn't
would be?
yet. I think what he's going to do on May the 1st is propose his budget. And then at that point, we will hear, I think, whether or not he plans. Of course, he's going to try to raise the property tax. We know he is. Again, the drumbeat is too loud, but he's going to propose his budget May the 1st, and then the city council will decide whether or not they want to pass that budget. If they make no decision, it's my understanding, then his budget automatically passes by the end of June. So we've got to get involved. We've got 2 months to do it, basically 2 months and a week or so, to contact your city council member and contact the mayor and say, we are not your bank account. We can't continue to do this. You're going to have to show us where you're going to cut some spending or get rid of programs that just aren't working.
So that's number one. Absolutely. Number two, knowing Nashville the way that you do, because I live in Wilson County, knowing Nashville the way that you do you believe that even if you notify as many people as you possibly can, will there be sort of an uprising, horn honking kind of a thing? Like, because I mean, I remember 3 years ago when you raised the property taxes, some people were upset, but the reaction seemed kind of dull, kind of muted unless you were a conservative.
Yeah. Like I said, I think it's because most people didn't know until it was too late. And so that's the job of us at the grassroots level, to get the word out that this is the proposal. Let's do something before it's too late. Now, are we going to be able to stop it? I don't know. I mean, there are a lot of Democrats in Nashville, but I can't think of a Democrat who wants their property taxes to go up another 20%. I think if they say they do, they're lying to you. I mean, let's just be honest. So the word has to get out. That's number one. And then I think Metro City Council members need to understand that if they do pass a 20% or more property tax, that we can come after them at the ballot box. The same with Mayor O'Connell. He seems to be a popular mayor. I don't know that popularity will last if he decides to raise our property taxes again, and so that could send a clear message. You raise our property taxes, we're voting you out of office.
All right. So how do people get more information? What are you folks trying to do at AFP?
Yeah. So you can find me anywhere. I even think my email address here at WTN still works. Pamela at 997WTN.com. You can email me that way, or I'll give you my phone number. Call me and get involved, or just show up May 1st at the Nashville Public Library and we'll go from there.
You can give out your cell phone number?
615-308-7013. It's my work number, Dan. 615-308-7013.
But if you want to call Pamela on her cell, it is
my personal cell. And I would say you can find me on socials as well, or you can find AFP on socials. You can reach out that way. If there's something, we are going to make sure that people know in Davidson County that this is a possibility and that we need to stop it. So if you need to know how to reach your city council member, heck, if you already know how, call them now. You don't need me. Call them now and say, don't do this to us.
All right. All right. Thank you, Pamela. Yeah. Keep us updated on what folks need to know and what folks need to do. It is 7:51 on Nashville's Morning News. Pamela... Joan Jones, not Pamela. See
Hello.
how
habits.
See
I'm
how
right
easy
here,
I slip right back? Joan Jones is in the WTN Newsroom. Joan, what's coming up?
I could have been called a lot worse, Dan. The Tennessee Senate takes up a controversial bill this morning. Also, Harvard is about to lose more money as it refuses to walk back its allowance of anti-Semitic protests. That and more coming up here at 8 o'clock on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.